Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to another video where it's finally time to put some new wheels and tyres on the 2005 Mini Cooper S. Oh, these look pretty good. You're going to want to see this. So these are the standard 17-inch mini wheels, and coming to you from 1552, you may have heard that brand, are these. Boom! These are called Tarmac and they're from 1552. We've gone for the same size in terms of the 17-inch, but we've gone a little bit wider. So these are a 7, these are now a 7.5. So yeah, nothing left to do but chuck them on. I'm doing this because of you. So there we go, guys. That's it. What do you think? Leave a comment below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? I know white is a controversial color and I'll probably be cleaning it for days on end, but I love the wheel design. It's very Ken Block-esque, which is appropriate because during the filming of this, we found out that he'd passed away, which is really, really sad news. So here you go, Ken. Here's a tribute to your legacy. But anyway, let's talk specs. Now the standard ones are 17 by 7 inch and with an offset of 48. These ones now are 17 by 17 and by 7.5, sorry, with an offset of 42. So they stick out about 12 mil more than the factory wheels. Arguably we could put some spacers on there as well, but we'll run with it for a little while and see how we go. The main problem now is that it sits, well, it looks like it sits too high. And minis have this really annoying kind of angled rake to their stance. Fortunately, I've got a fix for that. Ta-da! Some juicy coilovers ready to go on the Mini. I think we'll probably lower it about an inch. I don't know, maybe half an inch. Maybe we should go full send and slam it. Leave a comment below. How low should we go with the new coilovers for the Mini? So anyway, back on the hoist. Let's get these things installed. As with any coilover install, make sure to set your preload as per the manufacturer's guidelines. Tighten the locking rings with the supplied tools and dial in your desired height estimate. Remove the front and rear shocks. And use some spring compression clamps on the rear setup so you can remove the factory top hat. The fronts won't need this as they come with their own top hat. Attach the factory top hat to the new rear coilover and bolt it back into the car. Even if someone's lowering the hoist whilst you're trying to work on it. Oh, you do stop him right now when I bring the camera out.
I just wanted to get that one slotted in there.
You The fronts simply require the top 3 bolts and the lower securing knuckle to be unbolted to complete the swap. Well, for a first pass, I think that's actually starting to look pretty good. I reckon that ride height is nearly spot on, but we have run into an issue, and in order for me to show you that issue, I need to get it back on the hoist. Okay, now that we're up on the hoist, you can see the problem, and it's right around there. The lower adjustment ring on the coilover is actually about 1/2 mil away from the wheel and tyre. And so when we go around corners and the tyre flexes, that's actually rubbing on that ring and wearing the tyre down. So obviously that's a big no-no. We don't want to blow out on the road, and these are brand new tyres, so I don't want to buy new ones straight away. So we need to fix that. And that is where these bad boys come in. They're from a company called M-Tech, and we spoke about it before and whether we needed them or not. Spacers. So these are a 12 mil spacer suitable for the stud pattern on these cars. And you might be saying, well, 12 mil is quite a bit. I'm not sure that's actually going to fit. And you could be right. But the reason I had to go for a 12 mil is because I wanted the hub-centric ring just on the edge here so that it centers the wheel and you don't get wheel wobble at high speeds and all this kind of stuff. So I think we're going to be cutting it pretty fine. It's definitely going to move the wheel away from the coilover, but it might be moving the problem to the outside where we actually start rubbing on the fenders. But fortunately with the Mini, these are obviously all plastic. There's a little lip on there that we can trim just to get a little bit more extra clearance. But at this stage, we're just going to see how it goes. These did come with extended wheel studs as well, so we can get the right amount of thread into the hub, so there's no risk there as well. So nothing left to do but chuck them on and see what happens. So without dragging on too long, let me just explain what I mean about the hub-centric rings. This guy here is the hub-centric ring, and when you put the factory wheel on, it fits snugly on that ring so that the wheel doesn't fall off when you're trying to put the studs in. Now the aftermarket wheel has a different bore, so it doesn't quite fit on that, and that's why they give you this adapter ring, which basically changes the bore size from the wheel, that is the aftermarket one, down to the factory settings. So that fits nice and snug on there, and the wheel goes over the top. Now obviously, if you're going to put a spacer on that, you lose the ability to use that hub-centric ring because now you're sitting out another 12 mil. So that's why it's really important to have that hub-centric ring on the spacer itself. The problem we're running into right now is that the adapter ring will not sit flush on that spacer. In fact, there's a 1 millimeter gap between the spacer and the ring, and that's a big no-no because that's going to put extra strain and stresses on the wheel. Plus, it's going to push it out an extra mil, which we can't really afford. The good news is that we can machine down the inside of this ring so that it does fit flush on there. So we'll need to do that before we progress with this job. So there we go guys, that is a couple of major items knocked off the Mini mod list with the fitment of some 1552 tarmac wheels, some Bridgestone Potenza RE003 tyres, some max speeding rod coilovers. Nope, I'd never heard of them either. and some M-Tech 12mm spacers. We've dropped the car about an inch, and I think in terms of the stance, it looks pretty good. But leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you like the white wheels, or should we change the color? Keep in mind, however, that the entire color of the car is going to change as well. But I think the next thing that we need to do is give this thing a bit of sound. So in the next video, we'll be chucking on an exhaust onto the Mini. And if that's the kind of stuff that you like to see, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and that way you won't miss any of our uploads. But that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video.